You know, this is a city literally where dreams are made, people who make it to the top floor. But there are those whose dreams completely get destroyed, debris all around their dreams. This is a city built for innovators, for can-doers, chasing impossibilities till they yield possibilities. A city built for dream chasers, chasing dreams before they disappear. But not all dreams come true. Some are defeated by cold realities. Some just fade. Some dreams will stand apart from the rest. Others will merge with the ordinary. And in this city of dream chasers, and at the dawn of the digital age, billions of ideas and dreams are battling it out. My quest is to find the exceptional one, that one in a billion. The one who conquers all the challenges with all but one idea. A quest for the outliers. This is a celebration of the human spirit. The spirit to explore, to innovate, to survive, to compete, to do better, to be that one in a billion, to be a unicorn. Earlier, people used to say, I'm starting a new business. Now everything's a startup. Can I give this away? There are two kinds of people in this world, those who've already started a startup and those who eventually will. India is becoming the startup capital of the entire world. And this is our quest to find the next unicorn, the next company that's valued at $1 billion. But our quest is a little bit more. A company valued at $1 billion with brand new ideas worth more than $1 billion. Our adventure, our quest begins. This is Unicorn, chasing the startup dream.
The world of startups continues to fascinate and is a big roller coaster ride. While some founders make headlines for receiving funding of over 400 crores, others are ruthlessly laying off huge sections of their staff. I'm Pallavi Batra, and today on Unicorn, I'm going on a lookout for startups in all shapes and sizes. On today's episode, we bring you two unique startups. Will one of them be the next unicorn? We'll only know when we throw them open to our mentors, two sharks who won't let them off the hook so easily. We all know that the transport system in India is large and diverse. It caters to over 1.2 billion people after all. But the infrastructure, unfortunately, can't seem to keep up with this staggering figure, and we find ourselves battling jams on the roads on a daily basis. And this has created the perfect opportunity for one startup. This is Move in Sync, a startup based out of Bangalore that provides an end-to-end solution for employee transport management for companies. Here are some burning questions on my mind. Is this just another app to jump onto the carpooling bandwagon? Has it resolved Bangalore's traffic mayhem? Will fierce competition by big taxi aggregators catch up? Bad jams, nightmarish congestion on the roads, and long waiting hours during travel. The fight with Bengaluru's traffic jam is a daily struggle. So I was told I will reach in 20 minutes and it's already been 45 minutes. Oh, I think now 5 minutes. So I've just stepped out of my car because, as we all know, it can be a nightmare to get from one point to another in a city like Bangalore because of these massive traffic jams. So I'm going to go meet one such startup which is trying to make solid efforts to get us all out of this mess. And right now I'm on the 100 feet road in Indiranagar because rumor has it this is where all the funded startups hang out. So I'm going to go and chill with the guys from Move in Sync. Meet the CEO of Move in Sync, Deepesh Agarwal, who drives the overall strategy at Move in Sync. Anuvrat heads the technology team at Move in Sync with the single focus of making employee transportation simpler. And the third co-founder, Akash, is known to be the real taskmaster as he drives the overall operations at Move in Sync. So Dipesh, what is it that Move in Sync is all about, and why do you all set up in Bangalore?
I've been in Bangalore for a couple of years, and I think the big problem which all of the growing cities, especially Bangalore, faces is you see too many people on the roads out there. Everyone figures out how to get less people, how to get less cabs on the road, or how to get less vehicles on the road and make it congestion free. I think so that was the prime idea of starting Move in Sync.
How are you differentiating yourself from the other players in the market? You have the Ubers and the Olas. Why should someone choose you?
What Move in Sync is doing is it's using technology to ensure that 90% of the people, which is 7 million of the workforce, can get picked up from home and get dropped to the office in a price which is 1/3 the price.
So Anuvrat, Dipesh has really been hogging all the limelight, but I want to know from you, what are the challenges that lie ahead for Move in Sync?
To remain as a product company is the real challenge. Given transportation, it works on a thin margin. You cannot make a product which charges you a lot, and you have to work within that limit. So keeping the cost under control, whether it's the development cost or the cost of running, is very important.
So what is great about Move in Sync, I think, is that you're the only people of this kind who are doing something like this, who are really trying to bring in a solution, and you really have no competition right now. And I've heard a lot about it. Now I want to get my hands on it. So can we see the app in action on road now?
Sure.
Okay. I headed over to the Move in Sync office located in HSR Layout, an upcoming suburb in Bengaluru. I won't lie, I was half expecting to walk into a corporate jungle-like glasshouse, given the experience of Move in Sync's successful founders. But the office is anything but steel and grey. Young, energetic, colourful and even quirky without a sign of chaos. But is this the calm before the storm? I still have some burning questions for Akash. And in terms of the practical solution on road, what has been the impact of Move in Sync?
So we are able to really reduce the number of vehicles which are flying on the road. One of our customers, which was earlier using 250 vehicles, they are able to run the show with 150 vehicles.
So, you know, we've seen this trend of startups getting a lot of funding, and one way they can utilize it is just by, you know, going in for mega advertising, and the other way is using that money to scale up like the VC suggests. What is your take? What should startups really be doing with that funding?
My take is that, you know, startups should really take that money and really invest on their product and really solve the problem. The rest, everything will happen.
Okay, now I want to actually see us moving forward, so why don't we start moving in sync?
Sure. Here you go.
Okay.
So what employees do is that, you know, they just go to the schedule page, schedule themselves. That time I have to come. Right. Once you get the notification, a couple of hours, an hour before
your departure time. Yeah.
You can start tracking the cab.
So once the scheduling is done, then you can just actually track your cab like this, right?
Correct.
So can we see if our cab is reached?
Yes, it's on its way.
Oh, it's like 2 minutes away.
Right.
Great. So let's go.
Let's go.
So when an employee needs to leave their house or office, what do they have to do to get the cab in time?
What they have to do is they have to just open up the app, right, and start tracking it, right? And once they know, okay, cab is nearby, they just come down and just sit in the cab and move on.
So from the women's safety perspective, once I'm sitting in the cab, what all features do I have on the app?
So the feature that we have is a SOS button, right? Suppose if you're really in an uncomfortable position, right, which could be anything, right? Maybe because of driver or maybe because of environment. You just have to press this button, right? And as soon as you will press this button,
for 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Okay.
There will be an alert which will happen at the security control center.
So Akash, the app looks really impressive, and I think Move in Sync has done a great job of solving employees' troubles and decongesting the roads in big cities. And of course, I really do like your focus on women's safety. So here's hoping Move in Sync is soon part of the Unicorn Club.
Thank you.
Move in Sync is providing us a great solution for one of our most common problems, traffic and travel from work to home. And they're also the first ones in this unique space, so that gives them the advantage. But it's not long before competition might just catch up. Like any startup, there are big challenges that lie ahead, but the founders seem to be a confident bunch, and I really like that.
I really like Move in Sync because it solves problems for both parties, people who are employers and employees.
If you look at the kind of results that they are showing at this point in time, it seems to be quite unbelievable. They're saying that they're able to scrape off 10 minutes from an average travel, which was otherwise 52 minutes long. I don't know how will that be possible just through tech, because finally it's the traffic conditions which actually dictate how much time will a travel take.
They should be aware of people who are offering general purpose carpooling. I mean, traditional apps which are car hailing apps are getting into pooling big time.
Scaling up is a challenge for every startup. If you go too slow, you might end up losing the momentum you built. And if you're too hasty, you may end up getting dazed and confused. Finding the right balance is a challenge for every startup. And on Unicorn, we have a prominent face from a global startup accelerator to tell us what startups should focus on while scaling up.
I think we are always looking for companies that have 3 areas of talent, primarily engineering, design, and marketing. Among those 3, you might think that engineering is actually the most critical skill set, or the design might be the most scarce skill set. But actually what we found is really it's toughest finding people who really understand marketing. And by that I really mean like online analytically driven marketing, where that person is really understanding the cost of customers and product, the revenue that's generated, and then building a model where they can figure out how to drive a volume of customers to generate revenue, and really figure out all the marketing channels that are available to startups these days.
Unicorn, presented by India Share Karega, India Care Karega. What an idea! In association with Kindle, for the love of reading. Knowledge partner, NASCOM, 10,000 startups.
Man donates life earnings for good cause. यार हम कमाएंगे कब और अच्छा काम करेंगे कब?
कमाने का तो पता नहीं, पर अच्छा काम तो अभी भी कर सकते हैं।
कैसे?
आइडिया। राम?
जी मैडम।
आपके बेटे के साइंस प्रोजेक्ट के लिए हेल्प चाहिए थी ना?
जी।
इंटरनेट शेयर किया है, ये हेल्प कर देगा।
हाँ, नहीं मिला। अब किससे पूछूं?
AB नेगेटिव चाहिए ना?
जी।
इंटरनेट इस पर देने वाले हजारों मिलेंगे।
इंडिया शेयर करेगा, इंडिया केयर करेगा।
आइडिया इजी शेयर।
What an idea!
NASCOM's 10,000 Startups is a super network which is built around Indian tech entrepreneurs.
People to guide you, people to brainstorm with, to try out your product and to invest in you.
Helping us build organizations with millions and billions of dollars of valuation.
Warehouses, events, you have your pitch days.
It's like an extended family supporting these babies in a big way.
When someone you count on anticipates your needs, your job becomes a whole lot easier. At Grant Thornton, we combine reason and instinct to resolve complexities of doing business. We are the growth advisors to dynamic organizations. Grant Thornton, an instinct for growth.
जानते हैं कौन है हमारे लिए सबसे खास? आप। और हम चाहते हैं और खास बने हमारा ये साथ।
अगर आपने अपने घर पर अब तक सेट टॉप बॉक्स ना लगवाया हो तो जल्दी कीजिए।
पाइए बढ़िया पिक्चर और साउंड क्वालिटी, ज्यादा चैनल्स, भुगतान करें सिर्फ उन्हीं चैनल्स का जो आप खुद चुनना चाहते हैं।
इसलिए जल्द से जल्द अपने घर पे सेट टॉप बॉक्स लगवाइए,
क्योंकि 31 दिसंबर 2015 से पहले
सेट टॉप बॉक्स लगवाना अनिवार्य है।
राजा महाराजाओं की धरती पर खड़ी गगनचुंबी इमारतें, कोख में दहकता खजाना, बाहर तरक्की की इबारतें।
जमीन के अंदर, जमीन के बाहर, सोना उगलेगा, रेत का समंदर, सूरज के घोड़े लगाम से छोड़े, रोशनी का कुआं कर दे अंधेरे अंदर। राजस्थान है तैयार।
A series of grueling challenges, a spectrum of emotions. Oh, tear for tear, joy for joy, mile for mile. Every mile will be a step closer to the ultimate grand prize.
This band goes with me and the jazz comes along with me.
Chill. I should relax.
Do it yourself.
This is Jazz It Up on NDTV Prime.
Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m.
Jazz It Up, presented by all-new Honda Jazz. Nothing else is a jazz. In association with Fitbit. Find yours at fitbit.com. And best deals on budget to luxury hotels.
A memory card, a torch, charger, bulky cables. Packing accessories for a phone is exhausting these days. But now, one accessory jam-packs all your needs into 1 cube inch. Now that's a product that may just be a market disruptor. Let's check out this Wonder Cube. Yes, that's what it's called.
What can you fit in 1 cubic inch of space? Well, in the tech world, not much. But Newton's Design Lab has come up with the Wonder Cube. All your essential phone accessories in 1 cubic inch. A very successfully crowd-funded project on Indiegogo, the Wonder Cube has raised more than $300,000 from more than 5,000 backers. The Wonder Cube has caught the attention of avid tech bloggers and surpassed its crowdfunding goals in a very short span of time. Which is why we thought of giving it a look on Unicon.
Have you ever stood in long queues to buy a popcorn or a cappuccino or your favorite cola drink during a movie interval and ended up missing crucial moments of the movie you came to watch? Well, it's happened to me a number of times and it's not fun. And now one startup promises to bring the convenience of snacking right to your cinema seat. This is Snackit. While it's pretty useful that Snackit delivers your snacks right to your seat with just the push of a button, I want to know, scale is the name of the game. How will Snackit scale up? The competition within real-time food delivery is cutthroat. What makes Snackit a game changer? And will it ever expand to services beyond food?
Movie-going is one of the most integral parts of our outings. And with the increase in the annual production of films, multiplex owners feel compelled to up their game. If there's a pet peeve that every cinema goer has, it's the long queue for popcorn and snacks that makes us all irritable. Real-time food ordering is what we're looking for.
Hello, I'm very late. Sorry, but don't you want to head on inside?
I think we still have 20 minutes before the movie.
Yes, but we have to queue up with snacks, refreshments and all of that.
Okay, why don't you go ahead? I'll join you.
I'm going to go ahead, but don't take too long,
Okay.
yeah? Okay.
Every time you go out of your house, every service is just an app away. I booked my cab through an app and got to the mall. I booked my movie tickets through an app, and even our dinner reservations were made from an app. But even with all this, I'm somehow always late for my movie and can't really afford to spend time in the queue and miss the opening scene. So I found the perfect app that makes my movie viewing experience and my snacking experience super smooth. This is Snackit, and they let you pre-order your meal for the movie and get it delivered right to your seat without any hassle. So let's see how to order.
Once you've downloaded the app, the GPS locates you and gives you easy access to the menu. Choose between an assortment of combos from within the cinema's fare, or dare to explore the many restaurants that the app has also tied up with. Key in your details and be ready to be served. Thank you. Nice. So I've just received my order right here at PVR, which I'd placed through the Snackit app in 10 minutes, and it's totally cut out the interference with my movie watching experience. I'm very impressed with this, and now I want to meet the guys behind Snackit, but after my movie. Meet Dhruv Madhok, the face that spearheads business development at Snackit and has enjoyed successful stints in top management consultancies in India and abroad. The co-founder Himanshu manages the operations at large at Snackit and brings with him experience acquired while working with multiple startups in India and the UK. The duo has what all startup founders have: aspiration, a strong belief in their product, and an appetite for taking risks. But is the gamble going to pay off?
How did the idea of Snackit come about?
So I'd gone for a movie with my mom, and she wanted a cappuccino. And I went out and I saw the line, and I turned away because there were too many people. So when I figured that, you know, I can't be the only one who's doing this. So I said, why not go ahead and do something about it? And I gave Himanshu a call, and that's how we started working on it.
So Snackit does have some direct competition from a Zomato order or a Food Panda. How are you different from them?
You can actually use Snackit to order food wherever you are. So we're trying to solve the whole problem of eating, and we're trying to use technology to enhance it.
Now for that push on the marketing side, I'm sure you do need some hefty investments. So what is the plan with the investments? How has it been up until now, and what will happen?
So Snackit is a self-funded bootstrap company. We're looking to raise a seed round. Yes, the seed round should definitely help us with our marketing and you know, growing with the team.
And Himanshu, what are the plans for scaling up with Snackit? What are the future plans?
So we want to increase the number of cinemas we have in Delhi NCR in phase 1. And after that, we want to go pan-India with the cinema space. And with that, we'll increase the number of restaurants also in these towns. So I think in next 1 year, you can order Snackit everywhere.
Dhruv, how come a startup like yours was able to tie up with a giant like PVR?
Mr. Bijli was actually speaking at the Indus Entrepreneurs Network.
Okay.
And Himanshu and I were attending that. And during the keynote, we asked him a question. If we could build a product, a technology product to enhance your sales, would you use it? And he said yes. So we ran into the speaker's lounge, and we walked up to him and said, you know, my name is Dhruv, his name is Himanshu. We're building a product that'll help you enhance your customers, your sales for F&B in your cinemas. Would you be interested in deploying it at PVR? He said, absolutely, by all means. And he, you know, pointed us in the right direction.
So Dhruv, what makes Snackit a strong contender for becoming a unicorn, a 1 in a billion startup?
So it's already a 1 in a billion startup because there's billions of startups out there.
Yeah.
But I do think Snackit has the potential of being a $1 billion company, simply because it operates in a space that's part of everyday life. The Indian food market is already a $23 billion industry. So if we crack a fraction of that, we're well on our way to being a $1 billion valuation company.
Snackit seems to be an interesting application. The idea that you can order sitting on your cinema seat food anytime during the movie is interesting.
I think Snackit addresses the today's do-it-yourself generation, and it brings, we can do everything ourselves, order ourselves, check out ourselves. So in cinemas, I like it. I've probably ordered already on Snackit as an app, and it was a seamless experience.
While Snackit has this advantage of having signed up with PVRs, I'm not very certain as to what kind of a size or scale will that allow Snackit to grow to. The other thing is, you know, from a food ordering services standpoint, there are a lot of food startups which are there, food tech startups, and so it's a highly competitive space, and it will not be very difficult for a Zomato or a Dine Out to offer such a service to their consumers.
They have a sort of this available only in food and beverages categories, cinemas and other fast food chains. So they need to probably go towards few more kind of options and expand to a larger audience, because ultimately the scale is the game of the business, and they will have to discover places where you do not just have food always as an option.
The most exciting space in business, the startups, continue to inspire and enthrall us, and maybe even make us take a bold and critical look at the risks and gambles. We've only just begun. There are a lot more trials coming up for these founders. Stay tuned for more such exciting stories, and don't forget to write in to us at unicorn@ndtv.com. We'd love to hear from you.
My quest is to find the exceptional one, that 1 in a billion. This is a celebration of the human spirit, the spirit to explore, to survive, to innovate, to compete, to do better, to be better. To be that 1 in a billion. To be a unicorn.